So, we have had some very interesting news when it comes to the Evil Dead license. Not specifically for DBD, but this could be huge for DBD. And you'll have to excuse my voice right now. I am sick. I am very sick. It's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for probably you as a viewer, but we'll get through it. So, the Evil Dead, and this is from Licensing International. I'll leave a link to like the full article. That's the word I'm looking for, in the description down below so you guys can go read it. I'm going to give you the short and sweet of it. Basically, Studio Canal announced a deal which they get basically the Evil Dead franchise outside of Army of Darkness. So we're going to have the Evil Dead 1 and the Evil Dead 2. These guys have this now, which is really good for DBD, because that opens up their possibilities a lot more now, because I believe before they only had access to Ash vs. Evil Dead, because those were the skins that we got in the game, which, don't get me wrong, I like Ash vs. Evil Dead, don't get me wrong, and I think the content that we got with that was very good, but they didn't have access to Evil Dead 2 or the Evil Dead, if I remember correctly. Now this gives them access, according to this article, to the Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 2013, which is a banger, and Evil Dead 2023, Evil Dead Rise. Fantastic movie as well. So that opens up the possibilities for Dead by Daylight to get more Evil Dead content in the game, which is fantastic, because right now, beforehand, we only have the Ash versus the Evil Dead skins and everything like that, and we only have Ash in the game, which is kind of unfortunate considering the Evil Dead is such an iconic horror franchise based on their, like, antagonist, the Deadites, you know, so having like Henrietta in the game, having hell, I would say even one of the killers from Evil Dead Rise or Evil Dead 2013 would be really, really cool. Personally, I don't really know which like killer I would want, right? I don't know. We could get multiple chapters, but I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the OG, you know, Henrietta from the Evil Dead 1. I don't think that would be bad, but at the same time, we could get the, like I said, the different skins, because obviously the Deadite, you know, the Deadites were possessing all of the characters around Ash. He ended up being the sole survivor in the cabin, so we could get multiple different skins, and it really just depends on how they do the killer. It could be Henrietta, but we could finally get that, you know, survivor killer that we've wanted for years, and especially want with like a Thing chapter, right, to where the Deadite possesses different survivors, and maybe, you know, turns them into killers, something like that, something interesting. Dead by Daylight has this opportunity to do something extremely unique and completely different from what the game did, the Evil Dead game, because that was kind of the problem with getting an Evil Dead chapter in Dead by Daylight past the point of that game being announced. The license holders weren't really wanting to give that out to Dead by Daylight, I would have to assume, because the game was out, and they wanted all of that traffic, all of the potential players to buy that game. So they have this unique opportunity to learn from what the Evil Dead game did wrong with the design of how their killers worked in the game, and take a power that might be based on that and, you know, rebrand it, repackage it, make it better, improve it, and add that to their killer in the Evil Dead chapter for Dead by Daylight. I've said for years, I think literally one of the first Dead by Daylight videos I made on this channel was talking about the Evil Dead needing a full chapter in DBD, and I think now's the time. Now is the time, because all of these movies are opened up now. We could get Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead 2, and Evil Dead 1, along with more Ash vs. Evil Dead content, right? So, like, it's all opened up. It's fantastic. I can't wait to see what they do with it, but I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who should the killer be? Should we get it from the Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead 2013, or should it be classic? I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this, so let me know down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, Dukes. I really appreciate it. I'll see you Dukes next time. Peace out.